Good evening, good evening. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let's see. Okay. I pray that you all are well. I pray that your families are well. I pray that you are off to a spectacular week. I pray that your expectations are high, regardless of the disappointment that you have faced in life. I pray that your confidence in whose you are and who you are is great, especially if you are a believer. I pray that you are of sound mind, that you are full of peace. I pray that you are full of joy. I pray that your heart is full of great expectation. I pray that you had a peaceful day, that you are creating an environment for yourself internally and externally that is nothing but peace. And if it does not align with peace, if it does not align with joy, that you sever every tie and connection that you have with anything or anyone that threatens to derail the joy and the peace that you desire, that you require, and that you deserve. Welcome. My name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help professional women who lack focus, who lack fulfillment, achieve self discovery, self awareness, and self confidence so that they have the boldness to go for it and walk in their mandate. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I promise in about 15 minutes, if not less, I will be done. So I'm making this a short one. I was actually considering not going live today, but I made a decision to because I just decided to. I actually need to take a break for the holidays. Good evening as you come on in, or good morning. Make sure you share with me where you are tuning in from. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hi, Cody. I just caught that. But anyway, that's who you go by. So just tell me where you're tuning in from. For those of you all who don't know me, my name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee. Hi, Anthony. And I help professional women. I work with professional women who lack focus and fulfillment, achieve self confidence, self discovery, and self awareness so that they have the boldness to go for it and walk in their mandate tonight. And if you all haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I promise I'm going to be done in less than 15 minutes. So I want to ask you, how many of you all feel like you have this idea, it's something that you really want to do, but you feel like you need more clarity, right? You have the strategy. Thank you. You have the strategy, you have the instructions, you even have the vision, but you're still seeking clarity. You still are seeking all of the answers. You're still seeking to have the conclusion of whatever it is that you're daring to move forward in before you even get started. You want all of the answers. You want all of the pieces to the puzzle. You want to know how it ends. But subconsciously, there's a hi, Crystal. Subconsciously, there's fear speaking. Subconsciously, there's fear speaking subtly and also loudly telling you what you can't do and making you doubt. So it's stopping you from executing. So I want to share with you, this is, we're at the end of the year, and this is at a point where a lot of people are at the end of the point where they're saying, hey, I made these goals for 2025 and I haven't seen a physical example or anything that shows execution, right? And you made these lists of things that you wanted to do before the year was over, and you haven't even scratched the surface. So tonight is all about execution. And I want to speak to those of you all who know that you need to move, but you're stuck, right? And you're seeking clarity. I want you to know, and I'm going to give you three ways that you know, three ways to type in the number three. Three ways that you know that it's time to move and quit saying that you need clarity. Number one is this: you have the strategy. So it's, how do I know that I need to move? How do I know I need to move? How do I know I need to execute on this very thing that I want to do? You have the strategy. That's number one. You know what to do, right? You gotten the idea and you even know where to start. You may not have all of the pieces, but you know how to start. But you haven't moved yet. It's time for you to move. I'll give you a prime example. And good evening, good morning, good night. For those of you all who do not know me, again, my name is Dr. JaNee, and I help professional women who lack self-confidence and fulfillment and clarity achieve self-confidence and success. Yep, you know, wow, how to start. Absolutely. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So you have the strategy, right? And a lot of the times people are on the fence about very things that they know to do. So, how do you know when it's time to execute? It's time when you already have the strategy, right? It's time to go from knowing what to do to demonstrating that you know what to do. And I told you I was going to be done in 15 minutes. If you know you're the person who already has the strategy, who has the plans, who even knows where to start. So let's just say, as an example, because I usually work with entrepreneurs, and you're stuck, right? A lot of times people say that they're stuck, but a lot of the times the reason that you're stuck is that because you have not moved on the very thing that you already know to do. And the problem with most people, I'm gonna get to your question or not, probably not, because I just looked at that. Is that, oh, I just let that. Okay. So the problem with most people is that they're using procrastination as an excuse, right? So here's the question: are you going to just sit on the very idea and the plans and the intentions and the things that you say that you want to do? Or are you going to demonstrate that you already have the vision, right? So that brings me to number two. How do you know that you need to move now? Is you have the vision. You have the vision, right? You know you want to write the book. You know you want to start the business. You know you want to start the school. You know you want to start the nonprofit. And you have all of these different things. You have the vision. You can see it clearly. You may want to create an app or write a song or do something, but you have the vision. You can see it. You can close your eyes and see it. So you're saying that you already know what to do, but you're like, no, I'm not doing it. Absolutely. A lot of times that's a lot of people. Truth moment. A lot of times people know what to do, but they just don't do it. And one of the biggest reasons is fear. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. I didn't take it offensively. Trust me, I'm not worried about that. People come on here with foolery all the time. That's people, but I didn't take that offensively. But thank you for making that statement, right? Is that you already have the vision. But here is the thing: if you have the vision, why sit on a vision? Let me share this with y'all. Majority of the time, when you get a vision or an idea, it's not even for you, it's usually for somebody else. You are just the messenger or the creator behind providing a solution to somebody else. That's it. And the problem with majority, what do I mean? We make it personal as you get the idea and you say you allow fear, a lack of confidence, other people's opinions, or you assuming what other people may think of you to stop you. But the reality of it is that the vision would have not been given to you if you were not able to carry out the vision. So I'm going to say this: if you already have the vision, your first movement, your first form of execution is seeking out a strategy, is seeking out expertise in that area or field. As an example, let's just say this. Let's just say that you want to start a nonprofit organization helping children excel, right? or excel financially. Find someone who already has started a nonprofit. It may not even be someone who is doing exactly what you do, but the basics for nonprofit is that you have the necessary paperwork and documentation filed properly, and that you know how to fundraise, and that you know how to create a board and maintain a board, right? So if you have the vision, the main thing is that you seek somebody out for the strategy. I'll say this, and this is something that I'm learning, because many of us have been taught that if we want something to be done right, we do it ourselves. And one of the ways that people stifle their growth and stop their progress is doing everything by themselves. And I know a lot of the times you don't want to share your vision because you think people are going to be negative, or you think that people are not going to support you, or you have a history where you can't, it's hard for you to trust people, right? But here is the thing, thank you, you have a great evening. You weren't, there's a reason I know that God brought us here not to be islands, regardless of how the world is shifting. People need people. There's something that you're great at that somebody needs support in, right? And that's a true statement. A lot of the times it's hard for people to trust someone, especially after trust has been broken. But you have to be aware that everybody in the world is not like that one single experience or that multiple experience. But here's the thing, you weren't created by yourself, you weren't brought into this world on your own. So, how are you going to think that you will succeed on your own? Right? So, how do you know when it's time to execute? You have the vision, you just need the strategy. And this is the last point I'm going to make. How do you know when it's time to go from movement and quit saying that you need clarity? Is that you're allowing fear to stop you. I'm going to say that again. You're allowing fear. One of the biggest reasons why a lot of people do not really have the courage to go for it and move forward in the things that they desire is that they have fear. I got you. I got you, Crystal. Thank you for sharing that. Right? It's because of fear. That's one of the main reasons why people do not execute. And I wrote this down, is that one of the fastest ways to silence fear is execution. One of the fastest ways to silence fear is to move. Move on the very idea. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I remember this is 2025. In 2014, probably 2013, I received a prophecy. Hi, Carolina. I received a prophecy from our assistant pastor that I would write a book. Now, you have to understand a little backstory. I I hated reading, first of all, in high school and in school, period. Never thought that I would even be the person to write. I mean, to like really love reading, let alone writing anything. So I just received it. Fast forward a year later, I started writing a book. I had no instructions on how to write a book. I didn't take a tutorial. I didn't even seek anybody out for advice. I just got the thought. I said, you know what? I'm just going to do what she said. I'm going to write this book. And I remember very, very simple, right? I didn't know anything about copywriting. Like, I didn't have a clue on even how to write the book and how the process was and went. But what I did know is how to get a piece of paper, a sheet of paper, and a writing utensil and write. So I came up with the topic and I just started writing. And every day I started writing, I got instructions. Every day that I started writing, I learned something new about writing a book. Every day I started writing, I learned something else. I learned about copywriting. I learned about trademarking. I learned, although that's not in the same thing, but I learned something new. I learned about publishing. I learned what my options were. And then I went from writing on a sheet of paper to actually typing it out. I still didn't know how I was going to get the book published. I didn't even know about getting a book published. I didn't even know who I was going to get to edit, but I knew that I had to write this book. And lo and behold, I wish I had it in front of me. And I would, but anyway, lo and behold, make a long story short, I wrote my book. I wrote my first book. It's called 40 Days to a Better You. 40 Days to a Better You. I wrote my book. I didn't know anything about releasing a book, marketing a book, but it's 40 days. Thank you for asking, Crystal. And I'll put the link in the comments. 40 Days to a Better You is for the person who is not seeking perfection, but wants progress, how to improve, how to become better. And for me, each day, literally, I'm going to put it in the comments. Each day is one simple tip about how you can become better. It's a very easy read. If you're a person who doesn't like reading, this book is for you. If you're that person who says, you know what, I want to make better choices, I want my life to be better, but I just don't know how, this book is for you. Each day is set up and structured to provide you with a tip on how you can become better. Not perfect, but become better. One of the things that I love, I learned in the Bible, it says, above all things, God wished that we be prosperous and in good health. When you look up prosper, it not only means to profit, meaning money, but prosper also means progress. And the problem with a lot of people is that they're seeking perfection instead of progression. I'm going to say that again. A lot of people are seeking perfection instead of progression. When you're seeking perfection, it's only going to frustrate you. But when you're seeking progress, your goal is to get better and better every day. Better at becoming a better person, better at becoming a wife for women, better at becoming a better husband for men, better at becoming a better entrepreneur, better at becoming serving people, better at communication. And this book is totally focused, and I didn't even mean to like really talk about the book, but you asked, right? It's totally for the person who's really, really identifying, how can I become better? How can I become a better version of me? Not comparing myself to anybody else, not trying to be anything or anyone else, but how can I become a better version of myself? So I just wanted to share that again, those three things, right? How do you know when it's time to move and execute? When you've had the strategy, if you're allowing fear to stop you, one of the quickest things and the best ways to silence fear is to execute. Whether you want to start a school, start doing the research, right? If you want to start a nonprofit, identify who you want to serve. The best thing that you can ever do is start. Quit trying to figure out what the end is going to be. If you get caught up in trying to figure out what the end is going to be, you will never get started, nor will you finish. Overcomes the fear, do a better version of yourself before. Right? So I just want to come on here and encourage you all with that. Also, I have a free gift for you all. So make sure you click the link that is pinned if you want to learn more about my book. Also, that is pinned, that is in the comments as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if I do not see y'all before Christmas, Merry Christmas, and you all have a fantastic week. And until next time, know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye.